At 3:17 a.m., the deep silence blanketing western Russia was shattered by the high-pitched, almost insect-like whine of approaching drones. Moments later, a series of brilliant flashes tore through the darkness, followed by towering pillars of flame shooting violently into the pre-dawn sky. Their target: not a military base, not a command post, but one of Russia's largest and most crucial oil refineries. But this audacious attack wasn't just an act of fiery destruction, it was a meticulously calculated strike. A single move on a global chessboard with consequences that would ripple far beyond the blast zone. This is what happened next, while most of the world's attention remains fixated on the grueling, muddy trenches of Ukraine's eastern provinces. Another, more clandestine war is being waged. This is a conflict fought deep behind enemy lines, a war of sabotage, of surgical precision, and of daring long-range strikes. Over the past year, we've witnessed a dramatic evolution in Ukrainian strategy. They have ramped up the production and deployment of sophisticated, domestically produced long-range drones. These aren't just targeting traditional military assets anymore. No, their new focus is on the very economic and logistical infrastructure that fuels Russia's war effort. Think of it as severing the arteries of the entire operation. We've seen a pattern emerge, a growing list of refinery fires, from the Black Sea coast to the heartland of Russia, each one a testament to Ukraine's expanding reach and technological prowess. This is a war of attrition, fought not with bullets, but with kilowatts and barrels of oil. On the night of the attack, Ukrainian forces executed a flawlessly coordinated drone assault. The target was a key oil processing facility, a sprawling complex of pipes, towers, and storage tanks. According to compiled reports, somewhere between 3 to 5 drones, flying in a swarm, struck the site in rapid, devastating succession. The first drone likely disabled primary defenses or hit a critical processing unit. The ones that followed targeted the massive fuel storage tanks. Almost immediately, eyewitness videos began flooding social media, filmed by shocked locals on their phones. These clips showed biblical scenes, towering flames casting an eerie orange glow for miles around, thick, black smoke billowing into the atmosphere, and the terrifying sound of secondary explosions as adjacent fuel reserves ignited in a chain reaction. Russian emergency services, sirens wailing, rushed to the scene. But the scale of the blaze was immense. The damage had already been done. This wasn't just any industrial site. This facility was a critical node in Russia's fuel logistics network, refining the crude oil that powers everything from civilian cars to the tanks and jets prosecuting the war. Hitting it wasn't just about causing a fire. It was about choking the supply chain at its source, and the immediate aftermath. The information war went into overdrive. Russian state media was quick to broadcast a carefully curated narrative. News anchors, with composed expressions, reported that the refinery had suffered only minor damage, and that the situation was swiftly brought under control. They claimed production would resume within hours, but independent satellite imagery, analyzed by Western intelligence firms, told a vastly different and more dramatic story. High-resolution photos taken after the fires were extinguished showed large sections of the facility completely scorched and visibly offline. Thermal imaging from the days following revealed significant heat signatures had vanished, indicating that key processing units were no longer operational. Smoke plumes, so vast they were visible from space, had drifted for hundreds of kilometers. Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials maintained a deafening, strategic silence. They offered no official statement, no celebratory press release. It's a tactic QIV has perfected: strike with lethal precision, then let the visual evidence and the ensuing chaos speak for itself. It forces Russia to either admit a major security failure or lie in the face of undeniable proof. So, why go to all this trouble to target an oil refinery? It's because modern wars don't run on ideology or willpower alone. They run on fuel. They run on logistics. They depend entirely on the ability to move tanks to the front, to get jets in the air, and to transport missiles to their launch sites. Every single refinery that is successfully hit, even if only temporarily knocked offline, has a cascading effect. It means fewer tanker trucks will be filled to resupply armored columns. It means fewer sorties flown by fighter bombers. It creates bottlenecks and puts immense pressure on Russia's already strained and notoriously inefficient logistics chain. This strategy isn't just about setting fire to oil. It's about methodically and strategically setting fire to the entire war machine, starving it of its lifeblood from the inside out. It's a long-term play, designed to erode Russia's ability to sustain its offensive operations over time. One drone strike at a time, the war in Ukraine is constantly evolving, moving far beyond the 20th century images of trenches and massed artillery duels. It has become a multi-domain conflict, a complex tapestry woven with threads of advanced drone technology, covert sabotage, sophisticated cyber warfare, and now, calculated economic warfare. With every refinery that burns, with every single drone that successfully bypasses Russia's vaunted air defense systems to strike deep within its territory, the message grows louder and clearer: nowhere is safe. The traditional concept of a front line and a rear is becoming obsolete. The battlefield is now everywhere. Thank you for watching. For more in-depth global conflict updates, intelligence analysis, and the real stories behind the headlines, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.